Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Fence Movie Reviews. I'm Adrian, joined by my co-host Rob. And today we're going to be talking about Nobody. So Nobody stars Odenkirk. Odenkirk.
Odenkirk.
Yeah, and he plays a guy who's just kind of living his life and the mundacity of things till one day there's people that break into his house and steal some things, and so he's angry about it. He's going to go out, get those things back, and it sets off a series of events that turns into a really chaotic thing, and it crosses the wrong people, and now he's got to set things straight. Rob, let's jump right into it. What were your thoughts on Nobody?
Well, Adrian, I really did enjoy this movie. I liked it. I definitely got some 90s action kind of vibes
Yeah.
from this movie. Uh, you know, there's some comedy in this movie. When I say comedy, there's like those, and this is what kind of also reminded me of like those old action movies that I would watch, when I was younger in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Those they have those funny one-liners. It's nothing like too over the top, nothing that's just kind of falls flat. I feel like the comedy in this movie, the little bit that there was, it landed perfect for me.
Yeah.
The action, I really did enjoy the action. I thought it obviously this is an action movie and is over the top, but at the same time, um I felt like if this was a real scenario, like he's not like just demolishing these people. He's getting his butt kicked too. He's an older gentleman
Yeah.
who he you can tell he maybe had some training, but he's not just all out just like killing everyone, and he definitely gets his butt kicked. He dishes out some butt kickings, so I really like that. The just the way I feel like certain shots, the way they filmed this, it felt very rough. And I mean that in
Yeah.
not a negative way, just the way the film was
It's
shot.
a little more gritty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Very gritty, very rough, and I like the way. I feel like
Yeah.
for this movie, it worked perfect as far as the cameras and the
Yeah.
color and just that kind of aspect of it. One thing I'm gonna just and it doesn't kill it for me. I felt like the villain was very forgettable. And
Okay.
there
Yeah.
wasn't real, too much meat with that. There wasn't too a lot of backstory with it. It's just kind of, I guess, the villain was there. If I'm gonna,
He was your basic Russian
yeah,
mobster
yeah,
villain.
pretty much
Yeah.
exactly like a 90s movie. So but overall I thought it was good. That's pretty much the one thing I'm gonna say negative, that walking out of this movie I was like, oh, I wish maybe the villain was a little better. But that's what kind of, again, that's what brought back 90s movies to me. The action movies is the villains. You very rarely did you have an just a villain that kind of just you remembered forever. They're always just very like thrown in there. They're just kind of cut
Yeah, because these
cut and
movies are
paste, cut
more
and
about the
paste.
hero, not
Yes,
necessarily the
yes, it's very
villain.
cut and paste villain of like an old
Yeah.
school 90s movie. So, but I did enjoy it. What did you think
Yeah.
of it?
I I enjoyed it very much. I mean, you're definitely going to hear the comparisons to John Wick
Yes,
and
yes,
other films like that, Equalizer, and those films that are fairly recent. And yes, it fits the vein of those films. Also, too, because it was written by the same guy who wrote the first three John Wick films, so
right,
um, it has that feel. But I really enjoy, and I hear what you're saying about the villain. But here's the reason why I feel that's kind of okay, because in my opinion, I don't feel like it's so much about the task or the villain per se, but it's more about this character who used to be, he has this whole past life of why
right,
he's able to do the things he's able to do. Um, and as we see in that first act, it's just he's kind of trapped, right, with the mundacity of
right.
family life. Yeah, it starts off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it picks up speed the way it's kind of cut, you know. and it just shows the day to day routine over and over again. It's just tired and frustrated and sick of it. And then so when all that stuff sort of happens, and he goes back to get the stuff that was stolen from him, and he just kind of stops himself from doing really bad things. He goes on, he takes a bus home, and because he doesn't really have that car and all that other stuff, right?
Right.
And sure enough, stuff happens, and you hear the narration. He's like, sometimes you're praying that, or when one day God closes the door, or I forget how he says it exactly, and he sees the guys that are gonna start some trouble, and he's sitting on the bus, and they're walking around the bus, and he's saying, God, please open that door, and they get on that bus, and so it's about that character of like there's
Right.
that thing that's inside that kind of died a little bit, or he hasn't really unleashed in a long time,
Right. Just dormant.
and
That's what it is. It's dormant.
yeah, it's dormant, and finally he's able to kind of unleash that part of him and bring it back to life, and and then you see everything kind of unfold from there, and I that's why I really enjoyed it. Bob Odenkirk, his character, he really crushes it in this film and in this role. He is the last person in my mind when you say action star.
Same here. Same
It's
here.
like, oh wait, the guy from Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. Like you could tell he's doing his own stunt work. You can tell, all of the action scenes are really him, and he crushes it, and he just does an excellent job. And like what you said, that scene on the bus where
Oh yeah.
he finally unleashes himself, that's probably one of my favorite scenes, because one, he is partly getting his butt kicked, but also two, it's just very comedic the way the fight kind of
Yeah.
plays out, and I found myself really laughing at a lot of it, and it's just it's loads of entertainment. And I mean, talk about comedic. Christopher Lloyd,
Oh yeah.
if you guys don't know, Doc Emmett Brown from Back to the Future is in this film, who plays Hutch, Bob Odenkirk's dad, in this film. And he has some great scenes in this movie, and it's so entertaining to watch. And like I said, you're gonna get those comparisons to John Wick, but
Right.
it's
Right.
it's a little bit lighter than John Wick with the comedy that you get in there, and it's enjoyable, and it's a lot of fun. It's not like
Right.
anything to write home about, not like reinventing the wheel or
Yeah.
anything like that,
We've
but it's
seen this
just a
story before.
good, entertaining action film. And I would just say, Rob, do you have anything else you gotta
No,
say?
you know what? No, no, no. I'm not too much. I just want, it like you were saying, we've seen this before, but it's good to see it again. And
Yeah.
who I didn't know was in this movie, and I seen it and I heard his voice and I was like, what is, because I really like him, is the RZA.
Oh,
And
RZA, yeah, he
yeah,
plays the friend that shows up
yeah,
at the end.
and
Yeah,
I've always liked him, in the movies he's been in. I thought he's a pretty cool actor. I
yeah,
just, I've always, so it was cool to see, that just was like a surprise for me. I was like, oh, hey, I was like, hey, Riz is in this. I was like, pretty cool.
yeah,
But, overall, enjoy the movie. Thought it was
yeah.
good.
And also, there's a mid-credit scene, so if you walked out during the credits, then you probably missed the mid-credit scene. So, stay for that mid-credit scene.
Yes.
It's a good one. Um, well, Rob, are you gonna get off the fence, or are you gonna just
Well,
not?
Adrian, I'm gonna say that you should go ahead and get off the fence and check this movie out. If you're looking for a good action movie, something to kind of, I guess, like you kind of said, something comparable to a John Wick, or in my eyes, more like those 90s action movies. If you enjoy
Yeah.
those type of movies, I would say get off the fence and check out Nobody.
Exactly. I'm in agreement with you. I will say get off that fence. Watch this movie. It is really entertaining, lots of fun. If you like those films, John Wick, and those types, it is an excellent, fun, entertaining time at the movie theaters because they're open again.
Yes.
So guys, why don't you comment down below and let us know what you thought of Nobody, and also don't forget to click like and subscribe and share with all of your friends, and follow us at On the Fence Movie Reviews on Instagram. I'm sorry.
And remember, we'll catch you on the fence.